trying to record this with my phone at the same time.
Okay.
So hopefully it works. I'm going to try to post this to our YouTube channel. I tried recording Friday's workout, but somehow my video stopped after like 15 minutes, so I'm going to try it again.
Okay.
So I've done that before, but it would only show me as like a 25%, picture, and then the video quality obviously isn't as good as with an iPhone. So yeah, we tried recording the Teams meeting. It just, I don't know, just the quality wasn't very good. But all right, so let's start with our activation. If you have a resistance band, try to anchor it to a low point. Hopefully you got something thin that's not too resistive. If you don't have that, we'll also do the just a standing version of the hip flexor activation. So we're gonna go 5 reps with a 3-second hold. You guys can switch when you're ready. Drive the knee up as high as you can. Hold it for 3 seconds. We'll repeat for 5 reps. Good, switching sides when you're ready. Okay, next we got our we're gonna do our single leg hip bridge. So we're going to activate the hamstrings and the glutes. So I'm going to cross my left foot over my right knee, hands crossed at my shoulders, bridge up as high as I can, hold for 3 seconds. Switching sides when you're ready. Cross from right over to left. Keep a flat foot. Again, 5 reps, 3-second hold. Good, next we're going to go adductor activation. So that's our inner thigh. We're going to cross one leg over the top while laying on our side. Bottom leg, point the toe in, angle it down. We're going to raise up as high as you can, 3-second hold. Switching sides when you're ready. So the whole point of keeping your toe pointed in towards your shin is to help keep the knee locked, the leg straight. And then the reason for angling your toe down is to make sure that you're hitting the adductor and not your hip flexor. As soon as you guys are done with that, we're going to go into a quadruped position, so hands and knees. And we're going to do 10 pelvic rotations as far as you can in each direction. As soon as you guys are done with that, we're going to drop to the forearms. Rotate your pelvis halfway so the low back is nice and flat. Squeeze your glutes tight. Place one toe back at a time. And we'll hold that plank. I got your time. Think about belly button up into the spine, squeezing the glutes at the same time. Got to support that low back. Ten seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, next we're going to do a scapula push-up. So you can do this off your knees or your toes. Let your shoulder blades come together and then push them apart. So you want the arms to stay straight. You want those shoulders to protract and retract as far as you can in each direction. So we're going to go 10 reps. Okay, very similar to what we just did with the scapula push-up. We're going to work in the opposite sense with the resistance. Same motion, shoulders are coming forward and back. We're going to do a retraction, and then we're going to spread a band apart. Hopefully you have a band. If you don't have a band, just do it without the resistance. So we're going to retract, and then we're going to spread apart. We got 10 reps. Again, arms stay straight so the elbows don't ever bend. Okay, so we got glute medius activation next. Preferably, if you have an ankle band, we'll do some side steps with the ankle band. If you don't have one, but you have a thin band, you can cross it into, make it into 2 parts. You can try doing side steps at the ankle, or you can actually turn this into a third part. So get some slack, make the figure 8, bring it together. So you got the band into thirds, and you can actually bring it up closer to the knee. 2 parts above, 1 part below. We'll do our side steps, maintaining shoulder width separation. Okay, if you don't have any bands to work with, you can lay on your side, point your toe down, and just do some leg raises. It's going to work that same glute medius muscle. Okay, so we got 10 steps in each direction, or do the leg raises. Make sure your toes are square. Maintain shoulder width separation. Don't come together any closer than shoulder width. Okay, so we'll start our first sequence of exercises here. We'll start with the band good morning. If you don't have a band, you can just use your own body weight. If you want to make it more challenging, you can use one leg. As an example, so that's the motion that we're going to work with. Hopefully you have something that you can use as resistance. Band's going to go across the back. Make sure it's not up on the shoulders, on the neck. Give it a good stretch. Step on top. Always looking forward. Push the hips back, let the chest come down. We'll go 10 to 15 reps. Okay, another thing that you can do if you don't have, let's say, a band like this, but you got maybe something a little bit lighter in resistance, you can always stand on top of it and do your good morning like this as well. Maybe you don't have something that thin, maybe it's some happy medium. Okay, this would also work pretty well. Just make sure you're always looking forward, back is nice and flat. Push the hips back as the chest comes down. You want the legs straight, but you don't want to lock your knee. You want the knee to be comfortably bent, just a little bit. Okay, so we're moving on. Next is going to be a banded row. Hopefully you have a door anchor and a handle band, which would be ideal. Okay, 10 to 15 reps. If you don't have anything to anchor it to, you can go underneath the feet and do a seated row. Okay, maybe you only need 1 foot, you need to lighten the resistance. You can widen the feet, increase the resistance. You could also do a 1-arm row if you needed to further modify. We're going to go 10 to 15 reps. Okay, next we're going to do reverse lunge. Modification to the lunge, you could do a regular bodyweight squat using both legs. You could do a wall sit, different things, just adjust as needed. On the reverse lunge, we're going to keep the same foot forward the whole time. Reason being, we always want the knee to be in a safe position. If we're constantly alternating our steps, we're going to be inconsistent. So we always want to keep that same foot forward for all repetitions before we switch sides. Notice how I'm relaxing my back leg, keeps my body upright. If I tense the back leg, it's going to force me to bend forward with a tense leg. Relax the leg to keep you upright. Another thing to keep in mind, you always want the knee to be behind the toe. So imaginary line coming straight up from your toe. Try to keep your knee behind your toe. It's going to keep a lot of stress off that knee. Okay, so we're going to go into a chest press next. You can either use your handle band, you can use some type of resistance band, or you can go push-up variation. Whether that's off the toes, whether it's off the knees. You can always go to incline if you want to do it off the side of a table or a chair, side of a bed. I'll give you some examples for the resistance band. With the door anchor, you want to lean forward, stagger your stance. Okay, regardless of what type of pressing you're doing, try to keep the elbows at 45 degrees. Don't flare the elbows out wide. This would be 90, this would be 0. About 45 degrees is what you want. Okay, if you don't have something to anchor to, you can throw the band behind the back, lay down, and then just press straight up. You're going to be a little bit more limited with your range of motion if you go off the ground. Obviously the push-ups, don't be afraid to use your knees. Again, elbows 45 degrees. Okay, or off the toes. Same technique that we practiced with the plank, you also want to apply to the push-up. So I'll let you finish up your 10 to 15. I'll just do a few extra reps here. So we're going to repeat that sequence right from the top, starting with the good morning. I'm not going to slow it down. I'll go through it a little quicker this time. 10 to 15 reps on everything, starting with the good morning. As soon as you're done, give it a good stretch with the hands so it's easier to step out of. Next, the banded row. Moving on to the reverse lunge. Take your time. Don't be afraid to supplement in a wall sit. Okay, if you're not comfortable with the lunges, don't be afraid to use both legs on the squat if you need to. You could even do a static partial lunge. Just hold that position. Okay? Just gives you some ideas of ways you can modify. Okay, moving back onto the push-up variation or chest press. Again, 45 degrees with the elbows. All right, let you guys finish up last part of your sequence. We'll start another circuit here. So, as I mentioned with the first exercise, one of the things you can do to modify is a single leg RDL. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab myself a chair. So I wanna have something to reach out to. Core tight. This is going to be my back leg, okay? As I come back, I want that back leg to be an extension of my back. So I want this back leg nice and tense. As the leg goes back, the chest comes down. Core tight, back leg tense. Don't feel like you have to balance the whole time. Reset if you need to. Let's go 5 to 10 reps on this one. Switching sides. If you're looking for a modification to that, you can always go back to the single leg hip bridge like we did for activation at the beginning of the workout. Okay, next part, we're going to do some bicep curls. Preferable piece of equipment would be the handle band. If you got some light dumbbells, that'll work. You could also freeze some larger bottles of water, use them. 10 to 15 reps. Try to keep the elbows at your side. Okay, if you need it to modify, you can go from a kneeling position. Okay, you can always do one arm at a time. If you needed to adjust that way. If you don't have the handle band, okay, we can use a super band like that. We can kneel down on it. So yeah, just got to get creative with what kind of equipment you have. Okay, we're going to do some single leg squats next. Again, modifications, regular squats. You can do a lunge isolation hold. You can do a wall sit. Instead of doing the full squat, you can come down with one leg, stand up with two. Okay, so this would be the full squat. Come down with one leg, stand up with two as a modification. Get yourself a throw pillow, raise yourself up a little bit if you need to. 5 to 10 on each side. Try to keep the ankle, knee, and hip all in alignment. So you're going to use your core, use your glute medius. Using that muscle for those side steps that we did at the beginning of the workout. Give you guys a different angle here. Use your arms and your opposite leg as a counterbalance. Okay, next, tricep extension. So I'm going to grab my handle band. If you have the door anchor, same thing like the chest press, you want to lean forward. Elbows are shoulder width apart. Extend those arms straight. Okay, if you don't have the door anchor, we go right off the ground.
On this one, could you anchor it behind your, underneath your back ankle or underneath your back foot, like the back of your foot?
Yep, so that's what I'm going to do right here.
Okay.
So if this is too much resistance, you could try using one foot instead of two. If that's still too much resistance, choke up on the band and just do one arm at a time.
So could you stand on it, like put one foot behind you and stand on it and then do the tricep extension that way?
From a standing position?
Yeah, does it still work?
I mean, for my band, it's a little bit heavy with the resistance, so I really have to choke up on it and just do one arm at a time.
Okay.
So sometimes the kneeling would be a little bit better depending on how thick your resistance band is. But yeah, you just got to get creative with whatever you're working with.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So we'll go ahead and finish that up. I'll do a few extra sets or reps here. Okay, Okay, so let's see if we can go through that one more time really quick. I'm not going to interrupt. We'll just try to get a second set in. Again, 5 to 10 reps on everything. We'll start with that single leg RDL. Switching sides when you're ready. Good, bicep curl is next. Single leg squat. Switching sides when you're ready. Tricep extension to finish it out. Okay, I want to do 2 quick things to finish out the workout. We're going to hit the shoulders real quick, and then we'll hit the low back real quick. So for the shoulders, we're going to do a YTWL. Want to be bent forward at a 30 to 45 degree angle. Arms are straight down. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Raise up, make a Y. Pinch, raise, pinch, raise. We'll go 5 reps. Same thing, now thumbs out to the side, make a T. Pinch, straight to the side. Bring the forearms together, make a W. Pause on the top of your 5th rep. Rotate down, rotate up, make an L. Y, T, W, L, 5 each. Good, last one. We're gonna do Superman exercises. We're gonna start with single limb, so right arm, left leg, then left arm, right leg, and then both together. 5 each. Notice how I'm pausing for 3 seconds with each rep. Only the head comes off the ground for the last one with both arms and both legs. right, 1 o'clock on the dot. Hope you girls were able to follow along pretty well.